Hi, this is David with Saw Yoga Courses. Thanks for being here. I want to talk about the four styles of yoga that you're going to see probably the most in the West, which is going to be your Vinyasa, your Hatha, Yin Yoga, and Restorative Yoga. And I'm saying this among popularity in terms of asanas. Every once in a while, you will have your outliers. For example, you'll have Karma Yoga, you'll have Kundalini Yoga, you'll have Tantra Yoga, you'll have other styles of yoga, Swaraya Yoga, and these styles will have classes, Yoga Nidra, but if you're talking about asana practice, the four pillars that I know I've seen in all of my plugged in yogis have mainly talked about in all my experiences, it's going to be Vinyasa, Hatha, Yin, and Restorative, and this is respect to asana. If we're talking about Brekyam, Astanga, Iyengar, all of these styles of yoga are going to branch off of a version of Hatha, Vinyasa, Yin, and Restorative. So let's go ahead and get going. Let's start with coldest to warm. So if we're going to really go coldest, I would probably say Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a kind of in a way, a form of restorative. You're going to sleep-like states. You're half consciousness, but you may be snoring. So you're kind of in and out of that delta brainwave state, which is great because your nervous system can remain nice and calm. And this is beneficial for you to really have a peaceful environment. That brings us up to meditation and restorative. With restorative, you're not contracting your muscles. You're just going limp into the postures. You're laying on a bolster or a bed, some sort of blanket, and you're being supported directly by the props. With this style of yoga, you really have a great advantage because you can focus on allowing yourself to go limp into the postures and feel the weight of gravity be supported so you don't have to hold yourself up. This is great for toning the vagus nerve, and that's going to help everything else function more efficiently. Kidneys, gallbladder, liver, spleen, everything will run a little bit more smoothly, doing this style of yoga. Next, let's talk about Yin Yoga. Yin Yoga is very peaceful. It's a great style of yoga. It is a little bit more engaging, usually, than restorative. Now, you can have a Yin level 1 versus a restorative level 3, where some of the props are a little bit more demanding than restorative postures, You might be using a prop as a chair, and you might be hanging upside down. You might need to hold on to something and let your legs and your hips go limp to the posture, but you might have to actually engage a little bit more. Some of these restorative postures, even though you're going very peaceful into the posture, you may still feel a deep opening, like fish or wheel supported. These can be very high-level restorative style of asana. Versus yin, yin's going to be pretty similar, but you're going to be contracting more. Say you're doing butterfly pose. Restorative, you may be laying down with props under your knees and supported cushions under your head. With yin, you may do the same posture, but now you are actually reaching for your toes. You're contracting your muscles. You're taking these deep breaths, and you're feeling a bit of resistance because you're going to compression. I always tell my students and clients, once you hit compression, go ahead and back off a little bit, because we are holding these postures 3 to 8 minutes. 5 minutes is the sweet spot. And as we hold these postures, we really want to not overdo it. When we take the deep breaths, really feel it. So as you inhale for 2, exhale for 4. As you do those deep breaths, if you are all the way at 10 level compression, you're at potential risk of aggravating yourself. So I always tell my students and clients, once you get to that point in Yin Yoga where you feel compression, go ahead and back off. Now, we talked about 3 to 5 minutes, and this is important. Yin and restorative are very similar because you are holding the postures for long extended periods of time. With restorative, ideally 3 minutes, with restorative, ideally 5 minutes, sometimes up to 15-30. With Yin, 5 to 8 minutes. Restorative, you can actually hold postures as long as you can, but I always recommend don't forget to do the deep breathing. Moving on to Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga is exciting. It's a lot of fun. You're going to be holding these postures anywhere from around 30 seconds to 1.52 minutes. You're going to be holding them for around 5 to 15 breaths. These are going to be really great moments for you to contract the move. You'll feel all sorts of different types of sensation. Some of the Hatha classes I've attended were very hard, very vigorous, harder than a lot of Vinyasa classes, but historically, if you're going to do a Hatha class, it's going to be quite a bit easier than a Vinyasa class. Hatha classes are a bridge. The Ignia and Pignia, the hot and the cold, are going to come to a balance. A lot of Hatha has roots and relation with Kundalini and even Tantra, because Tantra is about the balance of the masculine and feminine energy, and Kundalini is about raising that energy up from the base of the spine and channeling that energy into a particular idea, concept, or action. Okay, let's move into Vinyasa. Now, Vinyasa is going to be a little bit more intense than Hatha usually. Vinyasa is where you're going to see some of your power yoga classes in a lot of ways. Vinyasa will move on every breath. The term Vinyasa has 3 meanings. To place in a special way. So when you breathe, inhale, movement, exhale, movement, inhale, movement, exhale, movement. You're going to do a new movement on every particular breath. You may keep in mind the sun salutations. That's a Vinyasa act. Vinyasas probably have the power to get the most warm. You're going to heat up the endocrine system. Your body's going to be nice and lubricated if you're safely doing Vinyasa Yoga. Vinyasa has a lot of potential for injury if you're being a little reckless. That's where a quality teacher and some background and understanding of yoga, why you're doing it and when, is helpful. Particularly if you just did a strong cardio workout, you may benefit at that time from a restorative class to recover. If you're preparing for a strong cardio workout, you may benefit from Yin Yoga. If you are trying to take it easy and it's a rest day, you may benefit from Hatha Yoga. And if you like a particular form of yoga to actually be your cardio workout or even your physical workout, then I would look at Vinyasa. So I hope that's been helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also check out the course on how to make YouTube videos quickly, and I will see you soon.